Hi, I'm Jenny Walterman, and this is my introduction video for EDL 959 Module 1. A little bit about me. Um, Personally, I'll tell you I've been married for 8 years. I have a blended family. We have 5 children, two granddaughters, and three new grandchildren on the way. So it's going to be a busy year for us and fun. I'm a musician and an introvert. My hobbies include gardening, reading, kayaking, bird watching. My husband and I like to do that together, and we play in a band and we like to go fishing. My current professional position is with the Paola School District. I'm the IPS and Real World Learning Coordinator for 6 through 12 in Student Services. And prior to that, I was a business teacher, but I was a music teacher first for the first 20 years. And I also worked in corporate accounting while I taught violin and piano out of my home. And then I transitioned to teaching business in 2016. Sorry. I'm very drawn to IPS and CTE programming and helping students with post graduation. It's very important to me that our students, when they graduate and they walk across that stage in May, that they know what's next for them and they feel good about it. So I'm very passionate about that, and I'm really excited about my role in IPS with the district. I also developed an internship program and facilitate job shadowing experiences for our seniors. So what I did was read through all of the resources and look for common themes, and then kind of jumble them together according to the common themes that I was able to identify. So in this first section, the first theme was academic skills and curriculum importance. And I'm just going to pull out the key points because my last video I just made was 25 minutes. So key academic skills and curriculum is important. It involves careful planning and flexibility in the design. There must be a good structure for the delivery and quality implementation, which is vital for providing support to teachers in the training, the onboarding, and then in the delivery output method that is given to students. And then continued support, right? So they feel like they know what they're doing. Curriculum and instruction can help teachers personalize learning if it's implemented correctly with learning objectives. And this push for 21st century skills, soft skills, whatever you want to call it, naturally partners with developing technology if it's utilized right, and teachers know how to provide opportunities to students in various PBL and makerspace environments. So my second theme is non-academic skills identified and defined. Essentially, there were lots of different viewpoints on what non-academic skills are, and the most concise definition I can give you is student skills and abilities that are not measurable on a standardized test. However, even though they're not measurable, they are recognized as essential to student success. There's disagreements on how to label key identified traits, and through several of the articles I read, you can see there's lists there of all these different ways to define non-academic skills. I'm not going to read them all. You can pause and read them if I'm going too quick. The third theme, non-academic skills regarding foundations and student success. We have discovered that post-secondary success is impacted by non-academic elements. And as part of that, the Every Student Succeeds Act requires that at least one non-academic indicator in school curriculum planning is present for every state. And so that requires careful planning with districts and the key stakeholders getting involved, trying to determine the best way to teach and integrate non-academic elements into curriculum and classroom learning. Early childhood learning can impact social, emotional, and brain development. And so it's important to try to encourage early childhood learning and teaching some of those non academic skills early on to help students learn how to cope. And Utilizing different sources of measurement and assessments in order to determine student learning and development is really necessary in order to get a complete picture of how students are developing and what their needs are. Um, sorry. I am recovering from bronchitis, so I apologize for the cough and the scraggly voice. Anyway, the next theme I had was personalized learning and technology. And so for this, technology design for student curriculum has identified disparities in how students are viewed, supported, or labeled based on their access. And so this disparity impacts social emotional learning, as you can imagine, but it also impacts the use of technology and access to new technology and innovative learning is not accessible to all due to regional rural areas where there's a lack of equity. Personalized learning, non academic barriers, and equity. A little bit more about that. Supportive learning environments vary throughout the nation. I don't think that's any surprise. Auditing technology education is important because it's going to help ensure equitable access, and the requirement of access of opportunity for all students is necessary. And so, teachers, they have found that teachers who are innovative with new technology typically are found in more affluent and avid advantaged schools. So, in the converse of that, in the more rural areas, there is a lack of socioeconomic resources that will benefit students and provide resources and supports. Um, It's important to really consider the manner in which we attempt to connect to our students and their interests outside of academia, and it influences their natural connections to learning. So you can imagine if there is a disconnect in the way uh, students feel approached or taught based on their lack of access, it can impact their interest in the classroom and their interest in learning. So here's my list of 10 academic activities at our school. The two highlighted in red are the two academic activities that I think need to be developed further. In our business department, I feel like we need to add some programming classes. And in our construction CAD program, I feel like we need to add some more specific construction trade skill training, maybe machining, sheet metal, that sort of thing. And then the questions over on the right are answered regarding the prompts in this module assignment. So, how does our admin support activities? He provides a lot of department autonomy, lets us determine our own direction, and he supports continuing ed PD. He's never said no to any kind of professional development opportunities. He supports diverse programming and access to resources. What I would do differently is more cross curricular planning, get some of our departments together to build project based learning that impacts more than one class. For example, in our construction program, we at the capstone level, our senior students build a tiny home and then they donate it. And I think it would be really cool if our marketing class did advertising for that or did flyers, and our accounting class did the cost accounting on all the materials that go into building the tiny house. And that's just one example of different cross curricular programs that I think we could have. Um, some of our key stakeholders feel invisible. Some feel entitled. Some are more privileged than others. Mostly, I feel like our parents are pleased with all of the options offered at our school, as in general. Um, how do these activities increase equitable access? I'm not going to read the whole question. Staff and student access technology rich experiences regularly. We are a one-to-one device school. We have software programming that supports our curriculum, and we have updates and training, not on a regular basis, but they do try to provide us with support. Our non academic activities are listed over to the right. The two activities that need to be developed further are also highlighted in red. Our talent show program, I think, needs to encourage more groups to participate and provide some more diversity that's more representative of our whole student body. And then our Spectrum Club is our LGBTQ club, and it is just in its infancy. It's been around for about a year and a half, but I think that it could stand to have some more support and development and acceptance within our building. Um, oh, I forgot to mention my two new programs. Oh, no, I said them. New programming and business management courses and the construction courses. And then the two new activities that I would do in non academic is an esports program because we have a lot of interest in that with our students that are gamers. And I think it would um, make a team immediately. And then some sort of community service league or um, leadership service type of programming, I think would be good for some of our students, possibly an ROTC. I don't know how much interest would be in that. We may not be a big enough school to warrant that, but those are just some of my ideas. Our admin supports activities, specifically that first one I listed, our varsity sports, football, basketball, volleyball. He is the announcer for all of our varsity sports. And so he gets really excited, and it's kind of cool to hear him say people's names. And he's also big into FFA and pep rallies and seniors, a lot of the social events. He gives a lot of FaceTime. What I would do differently is devote more equal time to all student activities if possible. Maybe every month, make sure I'm getting to a different club, popping in, getting to know who those kids are that are involved in those clubs and what their interests are and what the club's doing so that they feel like they are seen and heard and important to the administration. Mixed results from key stakeholders. Some feel invisible, like they don't matter to the adults in the building if they are not an athlete. Our parents love and support the admin and go attend all the sporting events. It's a classic rural town Friday night. Everybody goes to the sporting event. So a lot of the parents love and support all of that. I think some of our students that don't fit into that mold don't feel as accepted. Um, Things that I have not seen my principal do is stop in on club meetings. Why or why not is, I think, a lack of time because administrators are busy. They are, and perhaps a lack of interest in some of the things going on in the building. How do these activities increase equitable access? Okay, so our business club uses a lot of technology and we're always trying to make sure we have the most up to date software, Microsoft products, Adobe Cloud products, in order to be effectively training our students based on what they could expect to see in the real world in corporate America. Our IPS programming is very heavily accessed to technology and technology rich learning experiences such as simulations, assessments, aptitude evaluations, and such. Um, the barriers for our communication in non-academic students and families, I would say, is communication because we are a rural area. We do have areas without internet, parents without email, parents that don't support or value advanced education. Their farm families will have students miss due to harvest, or if it's really cold, they'll stay home to take care of livestock instead of come to school. So here's my relevancy statement, and I am not going to read it to you, but you can pause and read it. And then my personal reflection and my citations. And thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the current community.